The monk Who sold his Ferrari. A 10-minute audiobook summary. Based on the book by Robin Sharma. Welcome to ReadBook A Month Audio. Listen to books. Learn from books. Live the wisdom. Today, we bring you the key ideas, important lessons and valuable takeaways from Robin Sharma's inspirational book, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. Please note that this is not the complete book. It is a concise and original narration of the book's central story, wisdom and practical lessons, created to help you understand, reflect upon and apply its ideas in everyday life. So, sit back, relax, and let us begin this journey from success to significance, from material wealth to inner wealth, and from simply living life to living it with purpose. When success is not enough. Imagine a man who appears to have everything. A successful career. Money. A beautiful house. A prestigious reputation. And even a bright red Ferrari sitting in his garage. His name is Julian Mantle. Julian is a highly successful lawyer. He has spent years building his career and winning difficult cases. From the outside, he appears to be living the dream. But behind that successful image is a different reality. Julian is exhausted. His professional life has consumed him. His health is deteriorating. His relationships have suffered. And somewhere along the way, he has forgotten what it means to simply enjoy being alive. Then something happens that changes everything. During a demanding courtroom experience, Julian suffers a severe heart attack. Suddenly, the man who had spent his entire life chasing success is forced to confront a frightening question. What is the value of success if we lose ourselves while achieving it? The crisis becomes a turning point. Julian begins to understand that wealth and professional achievement cannot guarantee happiness. He needs something deeper. He needs meaning. He needs peace. He needs purpose. The decision that changes his life. Instead of returning to his old lifestyle, Julian makes a radical decision. He gives up his career. He sells his possessions, including his prized Ferrari. And then he leaves for India in search of wisdom. To the people who know him, this decision seems extraordinary. Why would a successful lawyer abandon everything? But Julian is no longer interested in simply accumulating possessions. He wants to understand how to live. His journey eventually takes him toward the Himalayas, where he encounters the sages of Savannah, a community devoted to spiritual wisdom, discipline and conscious living. There, Julian discovers that the greatest treasures in life are not things that can be purchased. They are qualities developed within us. Peace, wisdom, discipline, purpose, compassion, and the ability to appreciate every moment. The return of Julian. Years later, Julian returns. But the man who comes back is completely different. The stressed and exhausted lawyer is gone. In his place is a man filled with energy, calmness and enthusiasm for life. He visits his former colleague and friend, John. John is astonished. How could Julian have changed so dramatically? Julian explains that his transformation came from the ancient wisdom he learned in the Himalayas. He does not simply give John a list of instructions. Instead, he shares a symbolic story, a powerful fable containing 7 important principles for living a richer and more meaningful life. Each symbol in the story represents a lesson. And together, these lessons form a practical philosophy for personal transformation. The first lesson, master your mind. The first principle is about the mind. Julian explains that the mind is like a garden. Whatever we plant in that garden eventually grows. Positive thoughts can produce confidence, courage and happiness. Negative thoughts can produce fear, anger, anxiety and self-doubt. The lesson is simple. We cannot always control what happens around us, but we can learn to control how we respond to it. If we allow every negative thought to enter our mind and remain there, our inner world becomes filled with weeds. Therefore, we must become careful gardeners. We must choose what we read, what we listen to, what we think about, and what we repeatedly tell ourselves. A powerful life begins with a disciplined mind. The second lesson, life with purpose. The next lesson is about direction. Many people spend their lives being busy without knowing where they are going. They work. They earn. They spend. They worry. They repeat. But eventually they ask, what is my life really about? Julian teaches that every person needs a meaningful purpose. A purpose gives direction to our energy. It helps us decide what deserves our time and what does not. Your purpose does not have to be famous or extraordinary. It could be raising a family with love, teaching others, building something useful, helping people, creating art, serving society, or simply becoming the best version of yourself. The important thing is to know why you are living. Because when there is purpose, even difficult work can become meaningful. The third lesson, continuous improvement. The third principle is Kaizen, the idea of continuous improvement. We do not need to transform ourselves overnight. Instead, we can improve a little every day. Become slightly healthier, a little wiser, more patient, more disciplined, more courageous, more knowledgeable. Imagine improving by just one small step every day. Over months and years, those small improvements can create an enormous difference. The lesson is powerful. Do not compare yourself constantly with others. Compare yourself with who you were yesterday. Growth is a lifelong journey. There is always something new to learn. Always something to improve. Always another level to reach. The fourth lesson, develop discipline. Purpose tells us where we want to go. But discipline helps us get there. Without discipline, even the best intentions remain dreams. We may know that exercise is good for us, but knowledge alone does not make us exercise. We may know that reading is valuable, but knowledge alone does not make us read. We may know that time is precious, but knowledge alone does not stop us from wasting it. Discipline means doing what is necessary even when we do not feel like doing it. It means keeping promises to ourselves. It means developing routines that support our goals. And it means becoming the master of our impulses rather than becoming their servant. The fifth lesson, respect your time. Time is perhaps the most valuable possession we have. Money lost can sometimes be earned again. Property lost can sometimes be rebuilt. But time lost is gone forever. Every person receives the same basic gift each day. 24 hours. The difference lies in how we use them. Some people spend their time worrying about the past. Others spend it fearing the future. And many lose the present while thinking about both. Julian reminds us that time should be treated as precious. We must identify what truly matters: our health, our family, our relationships, our meaningful work, our personal growth, and our contribution to others. Do not allow unimportant things to consume the time that should belong to important people and meaningful goals. The sixth lesson: serve others. One of the deepest messages of the book is that lasting happiness is connected with service. We naturally ask, what can I get? How much can I earn? What can I achieve? But a meaningful life also asks, what can I give? Helping another person, sharing knowledge, offering encouragement, supporting someone during a difficult time, giving without constantly expecting something in return. These actions create a different kind of wealth. Material possessions can give comfort, but contribution gives meaning. When we make someone else's life a little better, our own life becomes richer. The seventh lesson: life in the present. Finally, Julian teaches the importance of living in the present. The present moment is the only part of life we actually possess. The past cannot be changed. The future cannot be completely controlled. But the present can be lived consciously. Look around. Notice the people you love. Enjoy a conversation. Appreciate nature. Take pleasure in simple things. Do not postpone happiness until some imaginary future. Many people say, I will be happy when I become successful. I will relax when I retire. I will enjoy life when I have enough money. But life does not wait for our plans. The journey itself is life. And every day contains small moments of beauty. We must learn to notice them. The Ferrari and the Monk. The title of the book carries a powerful message. The Ferrari represents material success. The monk represents inner transformation. The story does not tell us that money or possessions are inherently bad. The deeper message is that possessions should serve us, not control us. A person can own a Ferrari and still live a balanced and meaningful life. The problem begins when the Ferrari owns the person. When career becomes identity. When money becomes the measure of worth. When status becomes more important than relationships. When achievement becomes more important than health. True wealth is balance. It is having enough external success while also developing inner peace. What can we take away? The message of the monk who sold his Ferrari can be summarized in a few simple ideas. Master your mind. Do not allow negative thoughts to control your life. Find your purpose. Know what truly matters to you. Improve every day. Small improvements eventually create extraordinary results. Develop discipline. Your goals require consistent action. Respect your time. Once a moment is gone, it cannot be recovered. Serve others. A meaningful life is not only about what we receive, but also what we contribute. And finally, life in the present. Do not spend your entire life preparing to live. Live now. Final message. Perhaps the greatest lesson of Julian Mantel's journey is this. You can win the world and still lose yourself. You can have money but lack peace. You can have a successful career but an empty heart. You can own beautiful things but fail to enjoy life. True success is more complete. It is success outside and inside. It is achievement combined with health. Ambition combined with wisdom. discipline combined with compassion, and success combined with purpose. We do not have to sell our possessions and travel to the Himalayas to begin this transformation. We can begin exactly where we are. Tomorrow morning, wake up a little earlier. Spend a few minutes in silence. Think about your purpose. Read something meaningful. Take care of your body. Spend time with someone you love. Do one thing that improves you. And do one thing that helps someone else. Then repeat it tomorrow. And the day after. Over time, these small actions can change the direction of a life. The Ferrari may represent everything we think we need. But the monk represents something deeper. The freedom to decide what truly matters. So, ask yourself, am I merely successful? Or am I living a successful life? Am I busy? Or am I living with purpose? Am I accumulating things? Or am I accumulating meaningful experiences? And most importantly, am I truly living? That is the journey at the heart of the monk who sold his Ferrari. A journey from wealth to wisdom. From ambition to purpose. From stress to peace. And from merely existing to truly living. Thank you for listening to ReadBook A Month Audio. We hope this summary of the monk who sold his Ferrari has given you some ideas to reflect upon and perhaps one or two lessons you can apply in your own life. Remember, this was a summary, not the complete book. If these ideas have inspired you, we encourage you to explore the original work by Robin Sharma. We would love to hear your valuable feedback, suggestions and comments. Your feedback helps us improve and bring you better book summaries and audio experiences. If you enjoyed listening, please like, subscribe and share ReadBook A Month Audio with your friends and family. Your support encourages us to bring you more books, more ideas and more wisdom. Until we meet again. Listen to books. Learn from books. Live the wisdom. Thank you for listening. See you in the next book.